Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Amy C. Willis. I am a sobriety and mindset coach, a certified meditation teacher, and a certified EFT practitioner, which is probably what you're most interested in, as today's video is on tapping for feelings of overwhelm. So I've been hearing a lot of feedback from clients and from folks in my community, particularly at this time in the world, that they're feeling really overwhelmed, and that makes a lot of sense. So I thought I would put together a tapping session to alleviate some of the feelings of overwhelm. So if you are like, what is EFT? What is tapping? What's going on here? Go back a video. My most recent video before this one is called What the Heck is EFT? So it's a really great overview. It will talk about what it is, how it works, the different tapping points, as well as a starting sentence. The tapping points we're going to use today are top of the head, inner eyebrow, outer eye, under nose, under lip or chin, collarbone, and underarm. So if you're new to tapping, basically how it's going to work is I'm going to say some things out loud as I'm tapping on the different points on my body. You're going to repeat after me, also tapping along in the same points that I am tapping on. If there's any language or wording that doesn't resonate with you, feel free to sub in your own or add in what feels more relevant to you in the moment. Before we get into the tapping, I really want you to check in with how you're feeling. So I do this with all of my clients on a scale of 1 to 10. So 10 being extremely overwhelmed, 1 being very calm. So really check in, tap into how you're feeling before we get into it, just so we have a sense of whether or not the tapping is working and if it's doing and giving you the desired effect. So really check in with yourself. And when you feel ready, let's get into it. So, even though I feel really overwhelmed right now, I love and accept myself completely. I am feeling so overwhelmed. This feeling is all-consuming. It creeps up on me and I can't seem to stop it. This feeling of overwhelm. I feel suffocated by stress right now. My anxiety is through the roof. I feel like there are so many things that are out of my control, and I don't know what to do about it. Feeling overwhelmed is so uncomfortable for me. I don't feel like myself. I judge myself for not being able to handle it better, for not being able to snap out of it, for not being able to get over it quicker. I feel overwhelmed by the weight of my life right now, the weight of the world. The weight of it is crushing me, as is the uncertainty of it all. The feelings of overwhelm are too big for me. I feel like I'm crawling out of my skin. This situation feels like way too much for me to handle. I feel paralyzed by my thoughts and my feelings. I feel miserable right now. I just want to crawl under the covers and stay there. It's all way too much for me. I feel like I'm going to explode. I feel unable to manage regular life stuff. It all just feels like way too much. I can't escape this feeling. It's like a dark storm cloud I can't shake. This feeling of overwhelmed. I feel so overwhelmed. And you're just going to pause here. Feel free to close your eyes. Take a few deep inhales and a few deep exhales. Notice how you're feeling. So check in on that scale. See if anything has shifted at all for you. So you'll notice that the first round of tapping, and there will be a second one where we'll bring you back up. The first round is really just tapping into and acknowledging the really intense feelings that are there, right? Because whether or not you acknowledge it, they're there and they're impacting you. And so the first round, I always find, is really cathartic. It gives you a chance to give voice to what you're feeling and to actually release it so you don't have to carry the weight of it in the same way by keeping it all contained. So the second round is really about, yes, acknowledging and honoring, but also being able to release some of it. So again, checking in on that scale, see how you're feeling, and when you're ready, let's get into it. I acknowledge that I feel overwhelmed right now. I fully recognize this feeling. I honor that I am experiencing overwhelm. I recognize that this is a challenging situation that I'm in. And I am open to shifting this experience. I am ready to create a new experience. I honor that I am doing the best that I can right now. Instead of thinking about all the things that I can't control, I will instead focus on what I can control. In moments of overwhelm, I will be gentle with myself. I will pause to breathe. I will remind myself that I'm doing great. I will no longer judge myself for my feelings or responses. Instead of getting wrapped up in my thoughts, I will slow them down and question them. I will pause to breathe. I will reiterate that I'm doing the best that I can. I will remember that thoughts are fleeting and feelings are temporary. I won't always feel this way. I am not alone. These feelings won't last forever. I will get through this. So just take a second again and pause. Close your eyes, take a few deep inhales and a few deep exhales. And again, just check in with how you feel. Notice any sensations in your body. Notice any changes energetically. So ideally, as you go through the tapping rounds, the number on your scale should be declining. Sometimes after the first round, when you're really digging into and acknowledging the feelings, sometimes your number can increase. But ideally, we want to be moving it down the scale to get you to a place where it feels more calm, more energetically in flow. So my suggestion to you is keep tapping through the rounds. So if you want to do both the first and the second round of tapping, keep going through those until you get your number down to a 2 or even a 1, or until you experience a bit of relief from the overwhelm. So that is it for today. That is tapping for overwhelm. Thank you so much for tuning in, and more importantly, thank you for taking a few minutes today to take care of yourself. Stay tuned for more content, and please feel free to share this with anyone in your life who you think may benefit. So thank you again, take care, and be well.